Shabbat Shalom, everybody, from Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm with my good friend, older brother, mentor. I'm trying to think all the titles you carry. Dear, blessed, trusted friend Scott Volk with Together for Israel. And thank you for letting us stay at your house Friday.
Such a blessing, bro.
We're heading to Myrtle Beach now for the weekend, and then to Columbia, and then finishing up in Asheville doing the Carolinas run. But
so great.
Great way to start it off is at your place. So I'm honored. It's Shabbat, so I know you have a portions, like a podcast, or you do something every week as well?
Yeah, we do. We talk about the scriptures that are being read in the synagogues each week, and then tying it in with really our current times. And it's really amazing, you know, when people say we need to throw out the Old Testament. These are the very scriptures that Yeshua taught from. Yeah. There was no New Testament
during the New Testament.
During the New Testament.
Yeah.
So these scriptures, they really, really come to life. I know you love the Torah portions as well. So it's a great way for us to communicate with the church, really what's happening in the hearts and minds of Jewish people around the world.
Well, we've seen all the stuff you've done beyond that, besides in my life. Scott was a big part of my life when I first started singing. I remember reaching out to some of the leaders and they're like, who the heck is this Josh guy? But Scott is probably the first one that says, hey, come over to my house. I was in Charlotte, and you're like, come over to my house, and we got really connected well over a decade ago.
Love it.
And I'm honored for that. But since then, you've been doing things I didn't even know. But several years ago, I saw you blessing orphanages in Israel, bringing groups together with Together for Israel.
Yeah.
And what a blessing. So my question to you is, I think you have I know you have a big, you have your hand on the pulse of the church more than most of us in the Messianic world, because you know some of these amazing pastors and what they're doing, the ones that stand with Israel. Just how, right now, in the light of October 7th, April 14th, how the church can stand with Israel and what they can do right now.
That's a great question, bro. I don't think there's any greater time in the history of the church that really is going to be, there's going to be a separating factor. What Yeshua said when he comes back, he's going to divide the nations like a shepherd separates the sheep and the goats. And it has everything to do with how these people groups and nations treat Israel. And if there's one group that ought to be lovers of Israel, it should be the church, capital C. Because as Romans says, and the Apostle Paul says, we would have no Messiah if it wasn't for Israel. So what I love seeing is churches around the nations really grabbing hold of a heart for Israel. But when you grab hold of a heart for Israel, that doesn't mean that you don't have a heart for the Arab, Palestinian, Muslim people.
Yes.
It means that you have a heart for the world, but you don't forget Israel, right?
Absolutely.
For God so loved the world.
Yeah.
But he chose one nation to be a blessing to every other nation. And what I love seeing is the church embracing God's heart for God's people.
Yeah.
And when that happens, then it really makes evangelism to every other nation and people group make sense.
I agree. When I think about Israel, what Christians might not know about Israel, as I think the best reflection of Christians and Arab relations, former Arabs in Israel in the whole world is the church in Israel, the Messianic body in Israel.
Yeah.
If you'll see us singing together in Arabic and Hebrew.
I love it.
And we don't think twice that we're two different people groups.
Right.
Yes, we have two different cultures living in the same country, citizens of the same country.
Yeah.
So people, when they try to think about Israel, some people who are kind of ignorant in the kindest of the word, they don't realize that you support the Messianic body. You support what it looks like when the church stands together with Jews and Arabs together.
I love it.
And a reflection of what the world should look like.
Yeah. Beautiful. It's beautiful. And I think that most people don't have that perception.
Yeah.
They see two different people groups, but really from the heart of at least the Messianic community, it's like we are one, two becoming one, which is really, when Yeshua prayed in that last night as a free man, he said, Father, make them one so the world would know that you sent me. So the greatest demonstration to the authenticity of Jesus, Yeshua, as Messiah is when brothers are one. And it's not just Jewish brothers.
Nope.
It's It's Jew and Gentile.
They and them, right?
They and them. Yeah.
Israel and then the nations that will come to me.
Yeah, and I love that within the borders of Israel, there's a Messianic community and an Arabic community that are coming together.
Oh, yeah.
It's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
It's beautiful.
Well, thank you so much. You guys can please follow Scott Volk or Together for Israel. We'll put the links below. But I didn't do this on purpose, but I'm just remembering. Tonight we're premiering a song, and we're singing The Blessing. We just talked about The Blessing this morning.
Yeah.
We're premiering The Blessing with Nizar Francis, an Arab Christian Israeli brother.
Yeah.
Shiloh Ben Hod, myself, Rebecca Wagner. It's the band's solo. We filmed it in December.
What language are you singing in?
Hebrew, Arabic, and English. So it premieres today at 6 o'clock. So
oh man,
go to my YouTube channel and watch the premiere of that. And I want to join Scott someday. So stay tuned. Follow Scott's channel, Scott Volk and Together for Israel. And maybe you'll let me come on the podcast.
Oh, I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do.
So Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.